It appears that the issues in the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition have not gone unnoticed by Rockstar Games. There's been huge backlash across the GTA community regarding all the problems that they have found in all three games, GTA 3, Vice City, as well as San Andreas Definitive Editions. So much so, Rockstar has had to officially respond. Rockstar Games says an update regarding the unexpected technical issues with GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Article linked below in the description section. A note from Rockstar Games regarding Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition. Hi everyone, we want to provide an update regarding the unexpected technical issues that came to light as part of the launch of Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition. Firstly, we want to sincerely apologize to everyone who has encountered issues playing these games. The Grand Theft Auto series and the games that make up this iconic trilogy are as special to us as we know they are to fans around the world. The updated versions of these classic games did not launch in a state that meets our standards of quality or the standards our fans have come to expect. We have ongoing plans to address these technical issues and to improve each game going forward. With each planned update, the games will reach a level of quality that they deserve to be. A new title update is on the way in the coming days for all versions of GTA The Trilogy Definitive Edition that will address a number of issues. Rockstar will update everyone as soon as it's live. In the meantime, it pains us to mention that we are hearing reports of members of the development teams being harassed on social media. We would kindly ask our community to please maintain respectful civil discourse across this release as we work through the issues. Before we continue, I want to address that last paragraph. This is something that disappoints me greatly when you have fans of games or movies or TV shows go out of their way to harass people on social media. And look, the developers at Rockstar Games and Grove Street Games are doing the best they can under these situations and circumstances. And it's hard enough when it comes to making video games these days. There's always that crunch, the deadline that they have to reach. And while I completely sympathize with everybody that's upset over the issues that we have in the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, I would ask fellow GTA fans on the social medias not to target the developers at Rockstar Games or Grove Street Games, so please be better than that. Continuing, while one of the goals of the Definitive Edition was to allow players to enjoy these games on modern platforms for many years to come, we understand that some of you would still like to have the previous classic versions available for purchase. We will be adding the classic PC versions of GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas back to the Rockstar Store shortly as a bundle. Additionally, everyone who's purchased the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition for PC from the Rockstar Store through June 30th, 2022 will receive these classic versions on their Rockstar Games launcher library at no additional cost. We will update everyone as soon as these are back in the Rockstar Store. Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for their patience and understanding while we work through these updates to ensure these games meet everyone's justifiable high standards. They say that they're only going to add the classic versions of 3, Vice City, and San Andreas to PC. However, why are you not adding these games back to the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store or other stores out there that they happen to be on? So I think that Rockstar definitely needs to add the original games of 3, Vice City, San Andreas back on all launchers. You know, the Rockstar Store, the Steam Store, PlayStation, Xbox, etc. So they need to do that. That was one of the initial issues that a lot of us GTA fans is how quickly they took the original games off the online stores within a week of announcing the Definitive Edition trilogy, and that seemed very sus to a lot of us. So yes, Rockstar, could you please re-add 3, Vice City, as well as San Andreas, even if you do it as an OG trilogy bundle, to not only the Rockstar Store, but also all the stores out there online, such as Epic, GOG, as well as PlayStation, Xbox, and if you can put it on Nintendo, that would be cool as well. But I think Rockstar's eating a little bit more crow here for PC because of the fact that there were issues with the PC version. I mean, there's issues with all versions of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, but specifically on PC here through the Rockstar Games launcher. As most of you know, it went down for, 30-something hours, And when they pulled back up the launcher, the Trilogy wasn't there because there were things that they had to remove, like songs, as well as a little bit of a hot coffee, some dev notes, which meant that people that purchased the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition on the Rockstar Games launcher couldn't even play the game for a few days. But I guess it's a nice PR move by Rockstar to put the classic versions back on the Rockstar Games launcher and offer them to PC gamers at no additional charge if they purchase the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition through the Rockstar Games launcher. Now, I would encourage Rockstar and Take-Two to stop going after RE3, REVC, and all the other modders of the original trilogy, as well as the story mode versions of GTA 4 and GTA 5, as well as Red Dead Redemption 2. Could you please stop attacking and threatening and lawsuiting and DMCAing the modders out there that are just trying to, put their passion and their love and skills into these older games? Just leave them be. They're not harming anybody. They're not hurting your bottom line. In fact, I'm sure that some of the original games, 3, Vice City, San Andreas, copies have been sold online because of the work that RE3, REVC, and other modders have done. Now, I will say this. I appreciate Rockstar for stepping up and actually admitting that there is a problem. They weren't just sitting there being like, oh, yes, we had a successful launch, and yeah, there's some issues, and we're going to get those issues fixed. No big deal, but successful launch, bravo. They actually seem to be attempting here to recognize that the GTA fan base is, for the most part, not happy about the current state of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. And this attempt by Rockstar is appreciated. They said they sincerely apologize to everyone that's encountered issues playing the game. But the other issue I have to ask myself is the fact that Rockstar Games in the past, with, say, for example, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and previous titles, they've done a lot of QA testing on these games before launching them. And they say in that Newswire article linked below in the description section that the quote-unquote update versions of the classic games did not launch in the state that meets their standards of quality or the standards our fans have come to expect. Well, the second part, yeah, no shit. But the first part, if we have issues with the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition across all platforms, PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, along with PlayStation 5, then surely your QA testers found issues as well when it came to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Surely you came across some of these issues, maybe not all of them, but some of them. If you're looking for beta testers, I mean, I'm more than happy to volunteer, Rockstar. I've done beta testing for a few PC games over the years, like Diablo 3 and Star Wars Old Republic when they came out. I'd be happy to beta test the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition for you. And I'm sure plenty of other GTA fans would have been happy to do so as well, because we would have found these issues and we could have reported these issues to you and been like, okay, we found this issue, this bug, that bug, and we could have filed reports to you online, and maybe, just maybe, the dev teams at Grove Street Games and Rockstar could have fixed these issues prior to the launch of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Now, as Rockstar did mention, a new title update is on the way in the coming days for all versions of GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition that will address a number of the issues. I do not expect this title update to address all the issues, but Rockstar also stated in the article that they have ongoing plans to address the technical issues and improve each game going forward. With each planned update, the games will reach a new level of quality that they deserve to be. We are going to hold you and Grove Street Games to your promise, to your word, to improve the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, Rockstar. We're willing to give you a chance on this. Mistakes happen. And unfortunately, because of deadlines and the corporations and the publishers and the CEOs at the top of the ivory towers always pushing to get a game out before it's even finished, just to get them holiday sales. It's happened a lot this year. Some of you may have noticed with Call of Duty Vanguard. There's even issues with Battlefield 2042. So unfortunately, this has become a norm when it comes to the video game industry. But I do appreciate, as a longtime Rockstar and GTA fan, that you're actually coming out publicly and acknowledging and addressing these issues, apologizing for these issues, and coming up with a roadmap. Wow, a roadmap, Rockstar. That's amazing. A plan to fix these issues and get these games, quote unquote, up to the level of quality that they deserve to be. I'm willing to give you a second chance on this, and I think a lot of GTA fans are willing to as well, as long as you do certain things, like restoring the original GTA Trilogy back to all online stores. I would like it if you stopped going after the modders. I know that's a Take-Two thing, but maybe somebody needs to go tell Take-Two, hey, knock it off. It's bad PR. You're not going to win this in the public eye. And the other thing is, keeping your word to the GTA fan base, Rockstar, is important. This has hurt your brand. Well, not only this, but the neglection of Red Dead Online, but what we've seen so far with GTA 5 Enhanced Expanded Edition. Maybe by the time that game comes out in March 2022, it'll be considerably better. But we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to the Milked Edition of GTA 5. As a gamer, I completely understand that the developers at all these studios are working long hours. They're not paid enough. There's a lot of crunch going on. And a lot of times they probably feel underappreciated. Well, I personally appreciate all the developers out there for your hard work. And addressing the final paragraph before we wrap up, once again, we'd like to thank everyone for their patience and understanding while they work through these updates to ensure these games meets everyone's justifiable high standards. I'm glad that you acknowledge the fact that GTA fans expected and demanded more from the original trilogy. GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, these games are what made your company, Rockstar. I know there's a lot of people that work at Rockstar Games right now that didn't have anything to do with 3, Vice City, or San Andreas. I bought all 3 of those games when they came out. I've been playing GTA since the original top-down versions, back when you guys were just DMA. Long before most of you were at the company, I've been a GTA fan. And honestly, there are things I enjoy about playing GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas Definitive Edition, because I do see something in there that resembles those original games. And I do love the graphical improvements for the most part. The draw distance in San Andreas needs a little bit of work, maybe a little bit of a fog effect or something to make that world feel a little bit bigger than it currently looks when you're flying around in a Hydra or a plane or a jet. And look, I have a great deal of patience. I'm a very patient guy. And I'm also understanding. But at the same time, you all should have done a better job with the testing to make sure that these games were absolutely ready for launch. They needed more time in the oven. I know the other day I said that was the last time I was going to use that phrase. But it's true. They were rushed out the door. And as I've stated in a few videos already, a lot of the blame does go to Rockstar over this. And I'm glad they acknowledged that. But the blame probably also goes to Take-Two because they wanted to get these games out for the holiday season. Originally, the expanded enhanced edition of GTA 5 was supposed to come out on November 11th. But that got pushed into March, leaving an opening. And they decided to put something else there. And I feel like that the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition obviously needed more time, and its original release date was clearly not going to be November 11th, 2021. It was probably going to be sometime in 2022. And finally, if there is actually plans to remaster GTA 4 or the original Red Dead Redemption, a lot of us have loved the idea of a remake of Red Dead Redemption as well as a good quality remaster of GTA 4. Rockstar Games, please learn some lessons from the mistakes that were made regarding the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition leading up to its launch, and do those remakes, remasters of Red Dead Redemption 1 as well as GTA 4 in-house. I know that Grove Street is a much smaller studio, and I try to give them some credit. I definitely don't give them all the blame, but at the same time, I want GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption done right. I do not want to see history repeat itself here. You did Claude, Tommy Vercetti, and CJ wrong, Rockstar. Do not make the same mistake with John Marston and Nico Bellic, please. Anyways, article once again linked below in the description section. I, for one, am choosing to give Rockstar a chance to make things right when it comes to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Despite the issues that are in all 3 games, I still enjoy playing them. I'm going to continue playing through GTA 3 as well as Vice City and San Andreas Definitive Edition. Hopefully over the next few weeks and months to come, the updates will vastly improve all 3 games. But there's a lot of work that Rockstar Games and Grove Street Games need to do to get the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition up to their own standards of quality as well as our standards of quality as well as the level of quality that they deserve to be. Keep that in mind, Rockstar and Grove Street, going forward when it comes to the improvements that you plan on making to GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Your thoughts, your views, your opinions, as always, welcome below in the comments section.